Hey everybody, I'm Christy. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you want to hear more about my story, then click the link that's going to pop up in one of these corners. I give the whole rundown of how I lost my teeth at age 26, ended up with dentures, got implants, and I've been doing this YouTube thing for 11 years now, documenting my whole experience. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click the bell notification so that you get all of these updates as they're posted. I post every Monday and Thursday. Today, I'm going to be discussing the difference between temporary and permanent dentures. These are also called immediate dentures. That can be confusing to a new denture wearer. If you've been told that you need to have all of your teeth extracted, then your dentist most likely presented you with a bunch of different options on different things that can replace your teeth. And if you're anything like me, you were probably really emotional at that visit, and you may or may not have picked up on all of those options that they presented you with. So for a long time, when you would get dentures, traditionally what would happen is they would pull your teeth, they would allow your gums and everything to heal completely. So any open wounds, any stitches, all of that has been resolved, and now your gums are in a stable state to where you can receive a final set of dentures. The good thing about going that route is that you're gonna get a way better fit with your denture. After teeth are pulled, the bone starts to shrink, your mouth starts to change, and so what would have initially fit you in the beginning, after several weeks and months, it's no longer gonna fit you. So giving yourself time to heal is definitely going to ensure that your denture is going to fit properly. However, the downside to that is that you have to go an extended period of time without your teeth. Introducing immediate dentures. They're called immediate dentures because they do exactly that. They are placed immediately after extractions. Now, you definitely want to check with your dentist to see what their process is, because from what I've heard from different stories that people have shared with me and things that I've read online over the years, some dentists do it differently. Some will remove the teeth in stages rather than all at once and place in the denture. So like some dentists will pull the back molars first, give that several weeks to heal, and then they'll pull the rest of the teeth and place the dentures. So you definitely don't want to assume that because somebody else had the process done a certain way that that's exactly how your dentist is going to do it. You need to be communicating clearly with them and understand exactly how their process works. But usually the process of receiving immediate dentures is that you'll go for your initial consultation, they'll take x-rays, they'll make sure that you need dentures in the first place, and then they will schedule out some appointments to take measurements and molds of your mouth. You might hear them refer to that as taking impressions, and that's where they just get a mold of the upper and lower arch as your teeth are so that they can get an idea of what size it's gonna need to be and where the teeth need to be placed, how big the teeth need to be. They'll also do what's called a bite registration, and that's where they're measuring the alignment, like how your teeth come together, which is called occlusion, because your teeth should kind of fit together like a jigsaw. They shouldn't be hitting harder and adding more pressure in one area than another. So they'll do all of these different steps prior to extractions, and generally it's like about 3 visits, sometimes 4, before you actually go in to get your extractions. It's also during that time that they might present you with things like a shade guide to figure out how bright you want your teeth to be. Do you want them to look more natural, like what you have existing? This is a good option if you're not getting all of your teeth extracted and you only need a partial. You want to make sure that your new teeth match what you have existing in your mouth. They'll also show you different shapes of teeth, so whether you want a more masculine look or a more feminine look, a mature look, a youthful look, there's different options, but it's very limited because you have teeth in your mouth, and so you can't get as custom as you can with your final set, and I'll get into that in a minute. So on extraction day, you go in, they pull all of your teeth, and then they immediately put a set of dentures in your mouth. This is my immediate set that I got the day that I got my teeth extracted. They've definitely seen better days. I can assure you they were much brighter in the beginning. I think that this was probably like a A1 on the shade guide. So they were white, but not blinding white. They weren't bleached white. This kind of dingy color is because I'm a coffee drinker. So, and they've also changed color over the years because they've just kind of hung out in my closet. All of this stuff here is just like my own attempt at doing a home reline. It's just a basic set of dentures. This set cost about $800 for the upper and the lower denture. And again, it's placed immediately after extractions. But the thing is, this is not intended to last forever. It's just not, because over that first year, within, the first 6 months to 12 months, your mouth is going to go through a series of changes, and what once fit you possibly a little bit too good, because in the beginning you've got a lot of swelling and stuff, you've got more ridge to work with. In the beginning these things have amazing suction, and then you're gonna find over the course of the next several weeks and months that that's no longer the case, and these are going to become loose. And that's just because, when you lose teeth, you lose bone. It's just something that happens to everybody. So you definitely, if you're gonna get immediate dentures, you need to do so with realistic expectations. You can't go back in accusing your dentist of not making them correctly because they don't fit properly. To an extent, they should fit, but it's totally normal for them to become loose, and you're gonna need several adjustments over that first 6 to 9 months, no more than a year, to keep them fitting properly. And so since they don't last long, that's an additional expense. That makes going the immediate denture route a lot more expensive than doing it the traditional way and allowing the gums to heal, because then you're only gonna need that one set of dentures. Not only are you paying additional money for this temporary set that's not gonna last for a long time, but you're also gonna pay for any adjustments that you might need, and most do. If you're somebody who can go without your teeth for several weeks to months, then that's an option to save money. But if you're like me and you don't wanna go without teeth at any point, then this is an option for you. At around the 9-month mark, I'd say, because I waited a little bit too long to get mine, you're gonna get them replaced with your final set, or what we in the denture community call a permanent set. Permanent doesn't mean they're gonna last for the rest of your life. They do have a shelf life. They don't last forever because your mouth will change, just not as rapidly as it did in the first year. So this is my permanent set of dentures. As you can see, they are a lot prettier to look at. They're brighter. It was a bleached shade. We spent more time getting these right because with these, you can go through the wax try-in process. I got these way later in the game than I should have. It was almost 2 years later, but life happens. It is what it is. And by that time, this initial set, it didn't fit my mouth at all. You would think that these were somebody else's dentures entirely. So it was time. I was ready. They were becoming very miserable for me. So I went, they did more impressions, more measurements to make sure that this final set is going to fit the new layout of my mouth. And during that time, during that initial phase, we did what's called a wax try-in. And that's where, you'll pick out the shape that you want, the size, the shade, things like that. You have a lot more say in what the aesthetic is going to look like. And then what they do is they set the teeth in a wax denture. It looks like a denture, but it's wax, and you can't keep it in long because wax melts when it heats up. But it at least gives you an idea of what they're going to look like in your mouth. And so if you have any issues with anything, it's very simple for them to take that wax mock-up and go back and make those adjustments that you want. Maybe you decide, oh, well, I went with, a mature look, but I think that I'm gonna try out the youthful teeth. That's, sometimes a possibility. So these permanent dentures will last anywhere from 5 to 10 years, maybe longer. I mean, that's what's recommended. It's recommended that you get them replaced no later than 10 years after you receive them. And that's not just because of the fit. I mean, maybe they still fit you after 10 years, but acrylic is porous. This is acrylic. There's little pores in it, and it can trap bacteria, and over time it will probably stain and things like that. So it's not meant to last forever is what I'm trying to say. So eventually you're gonna have to get these permanent dentures replaced. So there's definitely pros and cons to each. With immediate dentures, you have the satisfaction of knowing that at no point do you have to go without teeth. However, the con to that is that it's going to require several trips back to the dentist to keep them fitting properly, which means more money for you, more money that you're spending on that temporary set of dentures. It's going to have to be replaced, no later than a year anyways. With the final set, or permanent set, or perms as some people call it, you know that you're going to get a much better fit with that. You're also going to be saving money that you would have spent on a temporary set that's not going to last, and all of the appointments for adjustments that you're going to need in that first year. But the very obvious downside to that is that you are going to have to go without your teeth for an extended period of time. You should definitely discuss this with your dentist so that you can decide with their guidance what option is going to make the most sense for you. So I hope you walk away from this video now knowing what the difference is between an immediate denture and a permanent denture. If you're already a denture wearer, drop a comment below and let us know which route you went. Did you get the immediate dentures, or did you wait and get the final dentures? And how did that go for you? Is it something that you're still happy that you did the way that you did it? Or do you look back and think, maybe I should have done it a little bit differently? I came into this already armed with a lot of information because I researched a lot of it online, and I learned a lot from denture wearers who had way more experience than me. And looking back, I don't regret it at all. There were some challenging times. It really sucked when the teeth didn't fit. Actually, it didn't suck. You know what I'm saying? Like suction. No suction, I'll see myself out. But overall, I'm happy with my decisions. That wraps it up for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the bell notification so you get all of the alerts as to when I post. I post on Mondays and Thursdays. All of my social links are in the video description below, and I will see you guys next week, and y'all take care.